happening?
Going live.
Yes. Hey guys, my name is Matt Johnson, and I have a special guests, plural, multiple
Three of us.
guests here today to talk to you all about the Sony A7S II versus the GH5. Two cameras that are pretty radical.
They look
Here,
pretty similar.
take your camera, take my camera. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, I know that a ton of you, so many of you, are hashtag Team Sony, as Andrew Price is commenting, or hashtag Team Panasonic.
Here, take this.
Either way, this is going to be a whole lot of fun to talk. So, I have a couple questions that I'm going to ask these guys about the GH5, and because, I don't know if you're aware, but they are Kaylin and Christine Rome of White In Revery.
That's correct.
They run an amazing wedding filmmaking company that is really, really stinking good. They film celebrity weddings. Okay, no, okay, not that. Okay, sorry, no. They film really cool weddings though. Okay, so they're really awesome. And so they recently switched from the A7S II to the GH5. So we are going to be talking all about that. And if this chat gets boring to you, if this video gets boring, just look at their baby.
Just look at her
their
face.
adorable child. Look at it. Look at our connection. Oh, touch fingers, come on!
Here's a.
Yeah, okay, so that's so much fun. And, okay, quit pointing now. We're over it. We're done.
So keep pointing.
So, with that, I'm going to ask them a couple questions, get their thoughts about the GH5, and then we're going to open it up for questions. Plan on keeping this thing about 30 minutes long, I would say. Once we are done here, then we are going to switch over to White In Revery's YouTube channel and do another live stream.
It's gonna be fun.
If you cannot get enough of this and you want more, we'll be over there. It is youtube.com/White In Revery, WHITEINREVERY. Do not confuse that. Do not call them Wife In Revery. Do not call them Wet and Rubbery. Do not call them anything else that I've heard other people say. So I think that works really, really well. I'll be a little bit closer over here kind of monitoring comments, but I'm trying to keep everybody in the shot here, so...
Or at least Zeely in the shot.
Zeely's the most important part here. Their daughter and the hipster plant over here that's very, very important. So with that in mind, let's jump right into it. And my first question, I feel like everybody wants to know, but you guys shot for years on Sony, correct? They were on the A7S Mark I,
Yes.
but they have made the switch to the GH5. And so, why did you do that over, say, the A7S II? What made you change from Sony to, dare I say, the dark side?
We like to hop on bandwagons, so everyone else is doing it.
No, that's
So we
not
decided
the
to hop.
Make sure you talk loud.
Exactly. So, we were on the A7S for 2.5 years. We have only filmed a couple weddings with the A7S II, so we technically went from the Mark I straight to the GH5. We had an opportunity to film a wedding with GH5s, and we wanted to give it a shot, see what all the hype was, but also there was a lot of specs on it that looked great, and we wanted to see if it would live up to it. So, after shooting a wedding with the GH5, we absolutely fell in love with some of the freedoms that it allowed us to do at weddings that we weren't doing with the Sony. And also, we just really wanted to shoot 4K slow motion for the future. So we were ready to upgrade, and it just allowed us the opportunity. So we've switched. We've only done one wedding with the GH5, and we are doing our second wedding next weekend with it, and we're extremely excited. First one was technically interiors a lot. It was in New York, different environment. The next one that we're doing is going to be out in a forest, all outside, exterior, wilderness. So 2 different vibes. So we're going to see how they perform in both locations.
Yes. So great. Okay, that's a good enough answer. I'm excited to hear that. To dig in a little bit though, I feel like there are some hot button issues that everybody wants to know about the GH5.
Which
There's
buttons
some
are you
comments.
talking
Specifically, not actual buttons, but hot buttons in the sense of things like 4K 60. I want to touch on that. I want to touch on low light. We got to talk about low light. We need to talk about the extreme crop of the sensor that makes it, basically, isn't it the size of
extreme
it?
crop.
It's the size of a cell phone, right? Like a cell phone. Isn't it the same size as an iPhone? No, I'm just kidding. It's not that.
Stick of
No.
thumb. That's good.
So, we want to know let's start. Oh, and people also want to know about 10-bit, because that's really important too.
Oh, yeah.
I think we cover those things. That'd be important. What do you guys want to start with?
What do you want to know?
Okay, what I want to know first. Let's talk about the gooey, buttery 4K 60 FPS slow motion.
Ooh, Christy, what do you think?
Yes.
People are commenting,
That's
Z
a-
is
that's
giving
a-
me life right now.
Wait.
That's good. That's good.
Right now.
Obviously 4K 60 frames is awesome. We haven't upgraded because there was no DSLR or mirrorless that currently did that, and we like to incorporate a lot of slow motion in our films, so we were kind of holding out for the next camera that did that.
Yep.
So we also have a 5K iMac Retina, so we can actually view it. What's the point if you don't even have that? So also we feel like in the next year or two it's going to be a little more in demand, so we wanted to start going that route with our films. So that is one big feature, plus you can crop in whenever you're actually exporting for 1080, so gave us a little more freedom with that. Also, it's just a really nice, sharp, clear image, so we really liked that 4K 60.
Yes. Okay, so you said you've only shot one wedding with it so far, so I know you probably haven't had a ton of time to really push the codec, as it were, considering color grading wise, considering that it is 10-bit, considering that I believe that you told me that the file sizes are stinking huge with this thing, and you brought memory cards, and then you're like, did we bring enough memory cards to actually shoot all of this wedding?
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about file sizes and about the overall image quality, considering
Ziri,
that you're
what
getting
about file sizes?
What
Zeely,
about file sizes?
file sizes, girl.
Tell us.
They are as big as her thighs, so they
Stand her up, show the thigh size so we can see.
show us the thigh size.
Look at that.
Hey, girl.
Look at that.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
that's how big the files
They're
are.
so cute.
We
On
shot
the
over
GH5.
400 gigs for one wedding whenever we usually shoot 100 on Sony. So drastically different. 8-bit and 10-bit. We haven't pushed, well, since we're shooting 4K 60, it's currently in 8-bit. So a lot of our footage is already in 8-bit. Still, it is awesome. 10-bit is nice to have to push a little bit whenever you're in more controlled environments. Weddings would be great too. You really can't see an extreme amount of difference until the update for 400 megabits per second is out that Panasonic says they will release soon. So Zeely's gonna take a break.
Oh, we
He's
have
gonna take a
we have so much more room
break.
on the couch right
He's having
now.
way too
Scoot
much
over
room.
more. Dang it. We got so much room right now. I'm gonna cut off half my head. This is my YouTube channel, dang it. No, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. I'm
So
very sure.
10-bit is really nice to have. I think 8-bit handles, I mean, for weddings, I think 8-bit is fine unless you're shooting a lot of stuff that has a lot of gradients or not that much contrast if you're wanting to push colors differently. So 8-bit is still fine, but if you want 10-bit, I think it's a little bit more hyped up than it needs to be, you know what I mean? So
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. That's really
it's good
really
to have,
awesome.
but you know,
Yeah.
you can't see the power of it totally yet.
Okay.
Just
I
a
got
little
you.
bit.
But soon.
Soon,
Soon.
yes, the
Soon.
update
Okay.
will be helpful for that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, that's really, really awesome. What was my other question? I know I had one
Low
more.
light.
Low light.
Oh, that's a-
Okay.
that's a
Oh yeah,
totally
low light
different
Are
and
you
sensor.
sure
So
anybody wants to hear about
Does
low
anybody
light?
have-
does any,
questions?
please comment if you want to hear about low light with the GH5 and its capabilities.
I feel like we asked about it, and
Everyone
it was
asks
like,
about
Close this
everyone's
window
like,
too to cut
Oh,
down
yeah,
on noise.
totally.
Okay.
Just bring the light. Now
Yeah.
that it's our channel, let's see how we're
I
doing
feel like
this. So,
everyone wants to know about low light, and it's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's like, yes, please. I want to hear about low light. Yes, low light. Low light. Low light. Yes, low light is the most
Low
important.
light,
Low light
nerd
nerd talk. Okay.
Guys, I
Okay.
love it.
Okay.
Here is
okay.
the secret to amazing low light performance on the GH5. Use external lighting. Don't rely on just the camera to light up your scene.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, the low light on the Sony was incredible, and obviously everyone knows that it's so much better. It's so much superior. But Kaylin and I are showing up with our own external lights anyway because there's so many people who have these really, really dark receptions. And, like, it just, and even if it's not very dark, it just makes it so much more beautiful.
Adds more depth, draws your attention to people talking or where you
Yeah.
want them to focus in the video. So
It really is a
light
game
great.
changer, in my opinion, to have your own external lighting. And so with that, it hasn't been a problem for us so far. There are a couple of things, like I am definitely very much like focused a lot more on moments, and sometimes I know it's kind of hard to bring out a light and shine it on the grandparents when they're dancing in the dark corner and stuff like that. Kind of stuff is really hard for me to miss. But it's still, I think all of the other things outweigh that low light thing, and I can still run and grab it and just have that footage in case there's something that we ever needed to send it to them or something. Like
Yeah.
we've had 1 or 2 couples send us emails and just say, do you have any extra footage of these grandparents?
Yeah.
And at least I have that. So
And we shot, honestly, we shot almost at ISO 800 for most reception stuff. Obviously, the key is fast glass so that you can shoot better low light.
Yeah.
The camera, whenever we've pushed the ISO range, 1600 is great. 3200 is, I would not go past 3200. Once you literally go the next step above it, it is disastrous. 3200 still has a nice, like, I guess, noise or grain feel to it, so it's not, the colors are still there, but 1600 and lower is ideal. 3200 is still usable.
Great, good to know. Because I know that a lot of people said about the GH4, people are even commenting here, and from friends of mine that I know that had the GH4, they said they were not comfortable going above ISO 800 with the GH4. So I think 3200 is a pretty big jump over that. That's really good to know, definitely. That said, people are asking about, can you touch very quickly on what lights you use or how you're doing lighting and stuff like that, just a little bit?
Yeah, also some people are asking, we were talking about the GH5 also, not the GH4, even though some things are similar. With lighting, do you want me to go grab the lights right there?
Go grab the light. Go grab the light. He's gonna grab the light. While he is talking about that, we're gonna
We like
drop
to light
his
using-
GH5 on the floor. No, I'm kidding. We're not gonna do that. Just kidding. Okay, Christy's like, no, don't do that. Crap, no. Okay, while Karen's getting light, bring Zeely back over here. Hold on.
Here she comes.
We have an intermission with Zeely, which makes anything
Do you like this
so much
camera
better.
body? Beth, tell me how much you like it.
Hold it up here. Zeely,
Seeley, which one
which
do you prefer?
camera do you want? Touch the camera that you want. Do you want the GH5 or the
Which one?
Sony A7S II? Which one?
Which one?
Touch the camera.
She has no idea.
This
Zeely, touch that one.
is not working
Right
well.
here? This?
Come
Here
on.
it is.
No,
That wasn't a touch.
This is
That didn't count. Okay, he's back.
this is their child, so I feel like that's kind of cheating a little bit. Somebody,
It was an objective.
Derek Hardwick says, "Puke on the camera you want." That's right. Barf on the camera, Zeely. She'd do it too. She's been eating a lot today.
So just to preface real quick,
Yes.
we actually travel a lot for our films, so portability is a big issue for us. I don't want to have to plug into an outlet, especially whenever sometimes we are not even inside somewhere. So we wanted a camera that could do that. Also, it's bright enough. We also really wanted a circle, throw, and spot. So we didn't want anything square, just because we also like to flare, and the look of a circle throw is really good. We were using the, what light is that? The Lowell ID light, which is great, but it also comes with a freaking brick for a battery, and it always gets caught through security.
Like
in
every time we go
airports.
through
Every time.
security, they're like, we need to look at this. And it was just, there's too many times when we were
Looking for another alternative that's affordable, and we came across this guy. This is,
I don't even know what this is.
This is the Kane TV,
Ah.
Bolton 55 watt, not 35 watt.
Okay.
The 55 watt.
Oh, so it's
and
still
what
right.
I love about this,
Are you gonna
is
flash
it's
this
got
in my
little-
face right now
some
and blind me?
barn doors, and we can just,
Oh, this thing is a miniature sun.
man, we can probably get some nice.
Here,
let's get
hold on.
some
Let me
flares,
test. Let me
some,
test
like,
something here.
anamorphic flares, maybe?
I need to test something here while we're doing it. So continue talking about this here. From this angle, this is actually
If you're
pretty
wondering
cool.
how to light your subjects, it's always under the
Is this
mirror.
gonna light this on fire? This legitimately.
So
It's
no,
too hot.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not hot. So
Oh, thank God.
it gets really bright. We've never even used it at the full max. Lasts at least an hour and a half to 2 hours. We have 2 of those lights, less than $300 a pop.
This looks really good.
comes with
You
a
keep
Sony
talking,
battery.
but I'm gonna keep on.
It does not come with bicolor or anything, so you just have to gel it. So that's the only thing. But you just unscrew it and put the gel in front. So
Mention the light name again.
the Kane TV,
Game-TV.
Bolton
Oh, no, I'm showing this in your face right
55
now.
watt.
Oops. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
dimmable.
you get a dimmer on it. That's nice. I feel like we're doing an infomercial. Buy this light right now. It's wonderful.
So we light scenes
are.
so that, and that's, I mean, honestly, you can have a great camera if you can light really well, and if you can, figure out composition and lighting, it will make your footage better than depending on just relying on the camera body itself.
Yeah, and
So-
honestly, I feel like nobody understands lighting like overnight. So just play around with it.
We don't, we're still learning, so.
I feel like we definitely still could learn a lot more with lighting and things like that, like how to balance being intrusive and things like that. And
Oh, yeah.
honestly, it's
Here,
just
shine bright.
it's a whole different
Right on
beast
their
on
face.
its own. But
There is literally 800 questions talking about lighting now. Like, please tell us more. Like, okay, listen, we're talking about the GH5 versus A7S II, guys. Keep focused here. That said, I will link to this light in the description of this video once I make it live. I'll keep this up on my channel. So if you want to come back, click on the description. I'll have a link to this light
I need
for you to
do a
check it
review on
out.
This light now, don't I?
Kalen says that he will do a review on this light.
Maybe I will.
So very soon. So you can expect that as well.
Zeely will do the review.
Zeely will review the light. She's gonna barf on it and tell you if it still works, which is very
She's
informative.
not much of a barfer.
Okay,
Alright.
one other thing people were asking about lenses. That was the other part they were asking
Okay.
about what lenses are you using for low light with the GH5? Where did the we had to hide the GH5 from
Hidden
Zeely.
from the babe.
Okay.
Honestly, so just a quick idea. There's multiple things. By the way, we also have another video on our YouTube channel. 35 minutes of just doing a review on the GH5 if you want to check that out and see some more information.
I was
go
gonna
into some
pimp that
detail.
out in a little bit. Yes.
I'm sorry.
So they did
Sorry,
a
slow.
Quickly.
massive, like incredible. If you've watched my A7S2 review or my Mavic review or my FS5 review, any like of my in-depth. Oh, it says we're going live.
Ooh, does
What? I hope it's okay. Okay, we're live again.
All right, sorry guys.
Somebody decided to call me. Oh, dang it. I hope it didn't cut. Oh, well. Whatever. Anyways, so that said,
So
Where were we?
lenses.
Lenses.
So
Sorry. One last thing.
We can
So-
briefly go.
they just did an amazing tutorial video all about a review of the GH5. So if you want to watch that, you should definitely check that out. youtube.com/White In Revery. I will also link to that down in the description. Cool. Okay, moving on. What were you going to say about lenses?
lenses, two options. You can go native or you can go speed booster route and use your Canon glass or Sigma glass that you absolutely love. So our choice, we do not already have.
I'm getting really inappropriate spam comments in the chat right now, okay? So
Oh,
I don't
man.
got time to deal with that right now. But
amazing.
yeah, that was weird. Moving on. Sorry, back to what you were saying. Right.
So we chose to go native glass because we currently don't have good Canon lenses that would work for a micro four thirds sensor focal range reasons. So if you want to go natively, the lenses we recommend are by Voigtlander. They are manual lenses, but they are a 0.95
Oh,
glass.
so low.
So low yellow. And
Yes.
what happens is it is a little soft wide open. Honestly, you don't need to shoot wide open anyway. But we shoot, 1.4 to 2, and that gets us a lot of light. Also gets us some good depth of field to match somewhat what the full frames look like. So on this, we use the 17.5, which is equivalent to a 35 if you're on a full frame. We also have the 42.5, which is equivalent to 85. And then we are going to be getting either the 10mm by Voigtlander or SLR Magic. 10mm.
Okay.
So
okay.
both of those, those are 3 lenses that we actually used in a full wedding, and we got away with that. We're also considering the 35 to 100 zoom for ceremony reasons,
Okay.
which is technically like a 70 to 200.
And what?
It is a 2.8.
Okay, 2.8.
So if you want the same depth of field as a full frame, it would probably be equivalent of like a 5.6.
Okay.
So, that's a little off topic.
That's
but anyway,
great.
so those are some lenses that we use, and we really like them.
Is it true that at f.95 you actually open up a black hole to another part of the galaxy, or it actually just destroys everything?
For
Because that is an insanely low f-stop.
it is, and there's actually another one that goes to 0.85, and it's a $2,500 lens of I forgot what brand.
Well,
it
you
is.
need
It's
that.
crazy.
You need to
but
buy
it's
that.
only like 2 focal ranges.
Buy that right now. That's
But
a great
I
deal.
don't need that.
Okay, perfect.
Anyway,
So great. I had one other question. What else was I going to ask you guys?
good lenses.
Low light, ISO. We've talked about why they switched. We've talked about 4K at 60 frames per second. We've talked about
IBI.
low light. Oh yeah, we can hit on that really quickly
I mean,
here. We
the
can talk
reason-
about the camera's irritable bowel syndrome,
Oh my
which
gosh.
is what I always think of it because we're like, the camera's got IBIS, so like IBIT, like irritable bowel.
We made so
no.
many jokes about that.
No, the camera does not have diarrhea. The camera has a stabilizer built inside. They gotta come up with a better name for this thing, okay?
I know, seriously.
But that said, me coming from the A7S2, which also has built-in irritable bowel syndrome, I'm interested to know, with you guys' experience here, having shot with both of these now, even though you didn't shoot a ton with this or with this one yet, is it better?
So from what I've heard from other people and from the tests I've seen online, the GH5 is amazing with its image stabilization built into the camera compared
Yes.
to the A7S2.
We've never
So
had any actual
I haven't had
tests
actual
side
tests,
by side.
but from what I've seen, and it is just amazing.
Actually, when Kaylin was trying to convince
not-
me to
it's
switch,
huge.
so I get pretty loyal to my camera bodies. I'm like, man, I really,
I get
really
loyal to your
love.
bodies, too.
I really, really love the Sony.
Try to keep this channel G-rated here. There we go.
Okay, so I really, really loved the Sonys and so many things about them. But when Kaylin really had to like convince me, like, hey, you really need to consider this. The stabilization was one of the huge parts of his convincing, and he just showed me a couple things, and I was like, whoa, are you kidding me?
It's night and day.
It
It's
is
insane.
Outrageous.
So we filmed like 70% of the wedding, obviously besides ceremony and toasts, almost all the way handheld. And
I will
it was
note,
like,
so I did see someone mention something about the battery life, like what's the battery life
Eats
compared to
it up.
Sony, and I think it's worth bringing up while we're talking about this topic because it did, whenever you have the IBIS on, it does kind of suck the battery a little bit more. And so we definitely noticed that. That's a huge thing to consider. We didn't use much less batteries on a wedding day with the GH5 than we did with our Sonys. Which, how many did we do? Like 11 or so on a Sony? On a typical...
No, 11 and charging.
11 plus charging.
So I would say between two cameras on the GH5,
Yeah.
I would say 7 to 8.
It is...
I'd say 7 to 8 with IBIS, and then I'd say about 4 to 5 without it between two cameras for a full wedding. That's just,
Are you
know,
sure?
on
Maybe
8 to 10 every
give or
day.
take.
Yeah,
Give or
it
take.
depends on what you do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but not as many as Sony.
Not as many as
But not as great as Canon. So.
Not
True.
as good as Canon.
Very true.
Not as many as Sony.
So I think what we have determined from this live stream is that you guys need to purchase a Sony camera, a Panasonic camera, and a Canon camera, and to shoot
I
with
never said Canon.
all three of them. Oh, Tyler's over here like, Canon! Canon! Okay, yeah, okay, people are all talking about the spam. I'm sorry about the spam. I've never dealt with this before, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so that said, I feel like that sums up pretty much everything that we wanted to cover about that as far as the two cameras go. I'm very intrigued by the GH5. I think it's really great.
You can come
that
to
said,
our side.
I will give you one rebuttal in the sense of
Low light?
for my liking with the A7S2.
What do you like? Let's talk about what you like.
Let's talk about what
not
Matt
we
likes
like.
here, okay? Let's talk about Matt, okay? I will say that Rachel is spinning Zeely over there just in a circle. It's really
She's like
great.
so
Just in the
adorable with
background.
Zeely
Okay,
today.
so what I will say about the A7S2, as far as my experience with it, my joy that I come from shooting it, I'm not going to say that low light is the only thing keeping me with it, but it is still a very large factor because I think we all can remember, or if you are still shooting on Canon, you know this feeling here, the stress of whenever you get to a wedding reception and you don't have lights, or you forgot lights, or the lighting is horrible, and you're like, oh crap, I have to shoot in this, and I'm just cranking the ISO and it's really grainy. Or maybe if you're like me, you're shooting an outdoor wedding in a pasture, and literally the only lighting is the moon for this couple watching fireworks. It's like fireworks occasionally on the moon, and I was like, what am I going to do? Well, thankfully, A7S2 around, I cranked it up to 80,000 ISO, and I didn't stress about it, and it still looked really great.
No noise.
So, no noise at all. Okay, there was noise, but it's about equivalent to ISO 6400 on a Canon camera, so
At
it is
what
still
level?
usable.
What level of Sony do you feel like is equivalent to?
ISO 80,000, I
So
would say.
I think the biggest thing that we're getting to is that you should have a GH5 in your bag, a Sony in your bag, and maybe also a Canon in your bag, because if you have all of them, then you'll have all of your problems solved.
Clearly. So I think that as far as Sony A7S2 versus GH5, both are very, very valid options, and I have so many people asking me about new cameras all the time. Should we switch? Should we do this sort of thing? Should we do this sort of thing? Find what works for you. Find what works for your workflow, find what works for your storytelling, find what works for your wedding filmmaking, and use that. And don't stress about, oh, this new camera's coming up, because the camera that you currently own is always going to be better than the camera that you may own in the future, because you don't have it yet. So keep that in mind. But that said, be very open. I'm trying to be open here and considering, man, maybe it would be cool to switch. That could be cool. But that said, I'm not planning on converting anytime soon.
I mean, we never even switched to the A7S2 when it came out, and we were still an A7S, and we still felt like we were making really great content. So,
Yeah.
I mean, learn to use what you have, and you know, I think that's pretty. What comment was
Just
that?
block it. Just blocking more spam. Don't mind me, guys.
Very
Here.
beautiful woman.
Just blocking
Thank you.
Thank you.
all kinds of spam right now. Really fun here.
So anyway,
Where is-
we
okay.
think that, yeah.
So also,
Yes,
$2,000.
it's true. It is cheaper.
I can get 3 of these.
Okay, to get rid of some of this
For the
spam
price
here
of 2.5.
and all, and to keep this thing going here,
Yes.
let's open it up to, let's see here,
Let's get some
10 minutes, 15 minutes of Q&A, I would say
Yes.
really quickly here. So I'm going to
We will
read you
answer
some
your
Q&As.
questions.
They will answer all this sort of stuff. I'm going to make Matthew Lee Moore here. We're going to make you a moderator because I
that guy.
trust you and you're cool. So if you start seeing spam, block it. Where's Tyler at? Tyler Harrington, comment again so I can make you a moderator, dang it. I'm looking
He
for you.
left
I'm
us.
scrolling.
He was like,
If
"There's
you
no
left,
canon love."
yeah. Hey, we gave you a little bit of canon love, Tyler. You better still be here. I don't see you. I'm sorry. Comment
Oh
again,
my gosh.
and I will make you
I don't see him.
a moderator. Oh, there he is, there he is, there he is, there he is. Wait, hold on. Me. There we go. There we go.
It's the me.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I
Okay,
love
Tyler, you are now moderator. So start deleting bad comments if they happen. There we go. How do I moderate Matt off the screen? Thanks, bro. That's great. So I'll just slowly ease out here. Okay, so start asking questions. Whenever I see one that I like, I will ask
That's a
them.
lot.
Okay.
Autofocus problems, yeah, we don't use
Yeah.
autofocus on the
We don't use
GH5
that.
because it's not up to par yet.
There we go. Good to know. Good to know.
Oh, man.
That's why the A7S2 versus the FS5. No, like that's not what we're asking
That's
here.
not like in the same market.
Keep your questions more to the A7S2 versus the FS5. That said, my FS5 review goes into the A7S2 versus the FS5 if you want to watch that.
FS5 review?
Yeah, bro, I'm super intense here. Are the questions only
you gotta
GH5?
slow it down. I
There
can't
we
read
go.
that
I know,
fast.
I know. This is what happens here.
How many
Did
meetings
y'all
do
use the Sony or GH5 for Julianne Huff's wedding? That popped
What
up
do you guys think?
Wait,
on the questions here. If you don't know, these guys recently shot Julianne Huff's wedding, which I'm gonna be honest here, I did not know who that was. Sorry, until my wife explained it to me, which then I was like, oh, now I know. Okay,
just makes
so
sense.
Dancing with the Stars, very great, super wonderful. They shot her wedding, which the whole
Seriously,
wedding
some
film
of
is
the
not
most
up,
amazing people.
but they're
Wow.
amazing. The stuff that they shot is amazing. If you go to I can't believe I'm giving a plug for People magazine, but
People.com.
if you go to people.com, there is some amazing video clips from the wedding that they shot there.
so
It is insane.
Can we should tell them?
Tell
So
them.
our biggest thing when we were considering this is that we were going to be filming very, very long days, like long hours, and we
A
were
lot of
also
footage.
there was going to be so much footage, and more than anything, it was kind of one of those weddings where like we needed to make sure that we knew exactly like where everything like muscle memory was down with all of our settings, quick to like change everything, and that was a huge deal for us. And 3-day wedding. It was actually 4 days, 50 hours worth of like just walkthroughs, choosing which trees the fireworks will be behind, things like that. Like it was a lot, and it was amazing. But like we wanted to make sure we were really quick with our gear, fast with everything, and not still kind of in the like transitional phase. So that was a huge factor when we were deciding, and we went with the Sonys on that one. We love the Sonys. Even though we're
Yeah, we're not
switching,
dogging
we're
it.
still
We're
like
just-
they're incredible camera
So we
bodies.
shot
So-
that wedding on the Sony A7S. All Sony A7S.
And it looks
There were moments when I was like, dang it, I wish we had the GH5 on this.
Yeah, there's certain things.
it looks
but-
gorgeous though. So gorgeous.
Even with all of that being said, I'm glad that we stuck with that, and so
Yep.
yeah.
Next question here. Does the GH5 have any overheating issues
Not one bit.
like the A7S2? Okay, let me finish asking the question before you start spitting out
I'm gonna buzz
answers
in
here.
with my answer.
Yeah, no, there's none. None at all.
None.
Okay,
Next.
cool. I will state, in defense of the Sony, I've had very little overheating issues too, but
Yeah.
I still have had them. So something you need to be aware of and something you need to consider.
That was a
serious?
huge
Dun,
deal,
dun,
by the way.
dun.
I've had some people that have switched only because of the overheating issue, and they're usually filming in hot environments.
We're talking about Larry Marshall, everybody. He's the guy that
He's
does
awesome.
that. That's
Hey,
who we
I'm
know.
gonna make another note on that. Like we were sitting in direct sunlight on some of the warmest days that we've ever filmed in at that wedding. This our most
But it was the
recent wedding.
A7S and not the
It was
S2,
A7S.
and it wasn't 4K.
And I think I
Yes.
even made a joke to Kayla. I was like, glad we're not having any overheating issues on these camera bodies because this is the perfect situation for that to happen.
Oh, that'd
so.
be the worst scenario.
People are wanting to know what settings are you guys using for the GH5? Is there any picture profile that you guys have been testing out or enjoying or anything like
the
that?
wedding we did Cinelite D, which was good,
Okay.
but we've also did natural and did some custom settings in it, and we did a short video for a company, and it turned out amazing. So we're going to be looking into testing that. We currently don't have Vlog yet because we've ordered it. We're still waiting to get here. So
Which to be clear, the way that Panasonic handles you getting vlog is you purchase it online and they mail you a piece
What is this,
of
AOL?
paper. They literally mail
wanna
you
get an
in a
email.
box a piece of paper that has a download code on it. Is that correct? Like a
I don't
coupon
know, I
code.
don't know yet.
And then you enter it in to like unlock it, and you're like, can't you just, have you heard of just giving me just like a page to unlock it online? Why are you like mailing me using like the post office? What is this, 1990? Oh my gosh.
Oh my
People are like,
God,
who
how much
uses
money
download
they save
codes
mailing by
anymore?
doing
This
I
is
know.
so ridiculous. Okay. Let's see here. White In Revery, can we expect new behind the scenes wedding films?
Oh, is that something
Um,
you guys want? Like we can.
Yeah, so we did that one where we had 3 different parts and we actually went behind a wedding from beginning to end. We're considering different other stages of behind the scenes. So maybe not a full wedding, but at least different parts. So if there's things that you want to know that we do, if we get enough people that are interested, then we will work hard to make a YouTube video on it. So
Yeah, if
Like,
you
what kind of things do you guys want us to have in behind the scenes?
yeah, so just comment and let us know, and that's how we'll decide.
I especially love that our first behind the scenes was on a wedding day where like things got
Everything.
changed the night before, and like it felt like a
been
very
rain, let's change the
real.
wedding day.
Yeah, it felt like a very like real life, like let's just go with it kind of thing. And yeah, so if you guys want, maybe just like message us privately and just let us know or whatever.
White and
White in
Beverly.
Beverly.
White in
What are
Beverly,
your
what are your
prices?
prices?
So good.
Move to
Okay,
Beverly.
I will state that if you want to watch the behind the scenes that they have made so far, they filmed a behind the scenes for an amazing elopement style wedding, very small, in Arkansas, and it was gorgeous. And so they did a whole behind the scenes of it, and then y'all did release a little trailer for it.
We did.
And I know that right now, at this exact moment, Christy is actually supposed to be editing that full wedding, but instead she's doing this. So, hey, if you go to their
Getting
channel,
pushed back
you can
an
check
hour.
that out. Their channel is linked in the description. I will say that again. It's not linked yet because I couldn't do that for doing this live stream like this, but it will be after we do this here. Ooh, people want to know about Lynn's opinions. We already asked that. They already talked about that. So if you go back in this live stream later on, you can watch that. How do you find couples who are willing to go out in the middle of their weddings and do those adventure shoots, like the
Oh,
weddings of like the wedding of Carlos and Emily?
That was
That is
just
an
the couple.
interesting
Yeah,
story,
that was the couple.
Okay.
Honestly, I think we like turned around and
They were taking their shoes
boom!
off.
Suddenly they had their shoes off and there was like a canoe. That was
Give a
like,
little bit of
big, and
context here about.
So,
Okay.
so we
Yeah.
filmed a wedding, a couple, and it was in Florida and Ocala National Park or Forest, and the couple just they already had a boat that they had planned on going in the lake, which we're like, okay, that's really cool. But whenever we were doing shots of just the couple, they were over by the lake, and then they just turned. We were trying to figure out where we wanted to shoot, and we turn around, and he's taking off her shoes. And we're
They're
like,
like, "Look, slow down, let's film
this is a beautiful moment happening in just a second. So we started filming it, and they're like, we're just gonna walk in the water for a little bit and just kind of hold each other. And we're like, sure, just do that. That is beautiful.
Love it.
And it was very unique to the couple, but it also reflected a lot of their personality and their love for each other in a unique way. So a lot of the times, I mean, a lot of it comes down to the couple, and we just encourage the couples to make the wedding their own, and whatever that means. You know, like, think outside the box. If you don't want anything traditional, if you want to try something different, like, do you guys enjoy waking up in the morning and having breakfast together? Okay, well, do that on the wedding. Don't feel like you can't see each other. You know, like, what is important to you? And so we try to draw that out of the couple, and I think that ultimately allows us to have good space to create amazing stories. Is it all comes down to the couple.
Yeah, we've honestly, there've been a couple times where we've like had conversations in our consultations with couples and just like who are you guys? What are your interests? What are things that you're wanting to do? And if they like wanted to, like occasionally we've had people do this. The Arkansas wedding was a great example where they booked a second day with us, and we went out and kind of went to like a cool trail because it's a huge part of the relationship and their story. So yeah, so just talk with your couples, see what's them, and be willing to like do, you know, whatever's them, and like run out and go for a hike or go out on a boat with them and film it. And I honestly think it just takes everything to such a unique, more personal level when you're editing your films and stuff. So.
That's so great. Okay, we've got about a minute and a half here before I'm shutting this thing down. But that said, my friend Sparky wants to know if we have pizza or Sunkist. No, not right now. These guys eat like super healthy. It's
I don't.
kind of ridiculous. Okay, Kaylin does not.
I forgot, we made bacon.
Listen, there is bacon over there that Christy made just for us to eat on the channel, and we haven't done that yet. Oh well, that's okay. This is a good question. How much?
This is an important
How much
question.
footage do you BH Hitting asked,
Be hitting.
B Hitting? I don't know. How much footage do you typically have for the average wedding? Do you try to overshoot a lot since it's hard to recreate those moments?
So for our typical weddings on the Sonys, we were reeling in around 100 gigs, right? I think it was around 100. Sometimes less, sometimes, I mean, between 80 and 120 I think, on average.
Mm-hmm.
And when we switched to the GH5, file sizes are a bit higher. What was it, 400 and something? 400 and...
What?
How many gigs did we get total for the GH5 wedding?
That was over 400
Over
gigs
400
total between
somewhere.
2 cameras.
Between 2 cameras. So that's kind of just the ballpark numbers. But
So we
with that
used
being
to,
said, we do, there's occasionally
And to
moments.
confirm that's total, right? Total 400 gigs
total.
between the 2
Not
cameras.
each
Okay,
camera, yes.
not each camera. That'd be
Right,
a little
that's-
ridiculous. But
yeah.
yes, they are shooting in 4K.
Yeah.
at
and-
first though, we would overshoot all the time until we started recognizing what we started using in our films and we started editing. So as we started getting better at it, we realized, okay, I don't need to shoot this because I've already got this other content. I know how it's going to play out in the edit. So then we started honing in on the moments that we knew were going to be used in our films. So then we weren't overshooting. We were being very proactive with like, okay, I'm not going to waste my time getting all this hair and makeup shots whenever I'm only going to use the shots that are whenever she's almost done, since those are more flattering, the bride will appreciate it more. So instead of overshooting, trying to get every piece, it's like I realize what is good for the couple in the edit, and we shoot accordingly.
We've had 3 people ask how old we are.
How old we are? Because we all look,
How you want to guess?
we all look like children.
Well, some
I
people on
realize
there know
that.
how old
Okay, like with me without the beard, I look like
Wait,
I'm
how
like
old are you,
16.
Matt?
It's ridiculous. I just turned 30, but I turned 30 in Iceland, so I feel like that makes it a
Even
little cooler, right? I hope so.
cooler.
Dude, I'm turning
Yeah.
30 in Denver this October.
This is it. Wow, Denver, the exotic land of Denver, which is also happens to be where we are right now. So
Yes.
Yes.
And then
Oh, well.
you are.
Never ask a woman her age.
She's 22.
I am.
That's good.
so young, so young.
I am actually
great.
28. So
Perfect.
Wait, 28.
There we go.
You're
Okay,
I'm 27 and I'm turning 28.
and Rachel's 26. She's over there.
Fun little
chilling out.
secret.
It's great.
We
Zeeley's
are-
almost 1.
And we're her birthday's in a couple weeks, and
Like-
our birthdays are a day apart.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Zeeley's is on President Obama's birthday.
She shares-
August
That is
4th.
that is a
Do
beautiful.
you know who you share your birthday with?
What?
Have you ever looked into it? Like
No,
what celebrities?
I
You know who
haven't.
I share my birthday with?
Who do you share your birthday with?
Snoop Dogg.
Mine? Michael Jackson.
So good.
Michael Jackson.
Rachel has
You
Michael
Jackson.
Jackson's birthday. There we go. So great.
All
Sorry,
right.
people are saying I robbed the cradle. Okay, so with that last question that I want to ask, and this is very, very important here, but Kaylin, can you give me some quick man bun tips for me to follow and to consider doing if I want to kind of bring this up here? Just
So
little
obviously the first goal is to grow your hair out.
okay.
You know, there's
Or
clip-in
you can
wigs.
practice
There's
with your
clip-ins.
beard. You
I
can
could-
practice with your beard for now. But
Okay.
I think like
Beard
Oh,
bun?
let me see if I have.
Kaylin actually has been known to like watch YouTube tutorials
There
for
are
everything,
multiple ways to tie-
including techniques for how to do a man bun.
When you get your hair longer, there's just you have limitations. You have other things you
The-
got to try out differently. It just doesn't work the same way.
Yeah, I think maybe the biggest thing is just to just stick it through with the awkward phase, because there is an awkward phase.
Tyler wants to know. Tyler wants to know.
top samurai.
Tyler wants to know if you've had a haircut since he met you in
Yeah.
Virginia 2 years ago.
No.
It's been over 3.5, so yes. Tyler.
Over 3.5. Wow. Okay. So that is so
How
impressive.
long have you been growing the beard? I know you've
Oh, gosh,
done
this
some
is-
subtle trimming, but
this is
or-
years.
Someone
Yeah,
said he looks
Rachel-
like Jesus. I
Rachel
like
shaved
it.
some. I get a lot of Jesus. I was at a wedding reception,
Zach
and the what?
Galifianakis.
I get a lot of Zach Galifianakis. People tell me I look
Dude.
like. People tell me I'm the
That's
Zach
really good.
Galifianakis of wedding filmmaking all the time. There was I was at a wedding reception, and I had my monopod with me, and I was trying to wrangle people for the bouquet toss or the garter toss, and the leading guy in the band, the lead musician, was like, "Follow the man with the staff. Listen to the man with the staff." And I was like,
The
yes.
staff or
Either,
stash?
like, the staff. Like I had like my monopod staff, and I'm like, oh, I'm so Gandalf right now, or Moses, one or the other. I was so
Not
excited.
fast.
Yeah, it was really, really awesome.
That's
Okay,
beautiful.
so with that, last couple things here. First of all, we are ending this live stream in just a second, but this is not the end of the live stream fun, because we are about to switch over to White In Revery's channel, which maybe we'll even use like their better iPhone 7 Plus, because I'm on like my iPhone 6 Plus right now. And this is video quality.
So
These
it's
highlights
flat.
are like intense on my face. We should have flagged that. That said, we'll be switching over to their YouTube channel, youtube.com/White In Revery.
Yes.
So youtube.com/. You probably know how to spell that at that point. Slash WHITE. I'm trying to spell things here, dang it.
Not and. N.
WHITEINREVERY. So type that in your little browser or look them up if you look up White In Revery on their YouTube channel. And
we have some other things we're going to chat about, which is going to be fun. So
yes, so subscribe to them too because they're doing some amazing tutorials. They are doing some unreal wedding filmmaking work. It is so good. Like I'm like honored to be able to hang out with these guys. And like their level of hipster, okay, and they have a really cute baby too. So honestly, people are like white and revolving, all these things. Yeah, okay. So we're about to switch over to that. That said, my name is Matt Johnson. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave one below whenever this video is live. If you're watching it later on and you want to do that, that'd be really, really cool. Also, I'm offering wedding filmmaker consulting if you want to sign up for that. WhoisMatt.com/consulting. Kaylin and Christine also offer consulting, and they're really good too. Maybe we should do some combo consulting. That would be so much fun. Oh my goodness. They will tell you how to raise a beautiful fat baby girl. So great. Lastly, I'll put links to everything that we talked about down in the description, including this light and this dinky camera over here. No, I mean, it's great camera. And this really good camera over here, and everything else that we talked about. So you guys have a great day, and we will see you guys later.
Bye.
Say bye. Move her closer to the camera.
Bye.
There we go. There we go. We gotta finish it. Okay, bye. Oh, it's like, you sure you want